It was an absolute pleasure to sit down with Dickie Chapin from Impact Soundworks. In the last year alone, developers had a fantastic year. A slew of instruments come out, including the game-changing Bravura Scoring Brass, and the Rhapsody line of percussion, and the new Rhapsody Orchestral colors. At the time of making this video, they had just released Shreddage Bass 2, so I got a chance to ask Dickie a little bit about his favorite library with Impact Soundworks.
I think I would have to say Shreddage, probably Shreddage 2, because it's so freaking easy to play. A couple of years ago when I got it, even before I started working with Impact Soundworks, as soon as you load it up and press a key and play any melody line, it's just so realistic.
I got a chance to ask Dickie about the most challenging library he's worked on.
Without a question, that would be Bravura Scoring Brass. We worked with a contractor in Europe, and there are challenges when it comes to that, obviously. And just the scope, the scale of that library was just a huge project for us. Definitely the most man hours of any library that we've done so far. So that was quite a challenge. But I think it was all worth it in the end.
Dickie then gave me a little insight about how the Impact Soundworks team finds direction as to what kind of instruments to develop next.
I think we look for a hole in the market, maybe something that's been, even if it's been done before, we feel like we could do it a little bit better or differently. If it's just something that we're passionate about, an instrument that we love and we have some background and some knowledge in.
Dickie himself is an award-winning composer, so I asked him if there were any other developers' libraries that he was a big fan of.
I'm a fan of all sample libraries, really. I'm very passionate about all of it, so if I had to choose a few, I would think that Omnisphere is a very inspirational tool. A lot of Spitfire orchestral stuff. I really like that a lot. And there's some smaller, interesting libraries from Soundiron that I dig. So I'm kind of a fan of all of it. I keep my eye out for all the stuff that comes out, and I really enjoy seeing what other companies are doing.
He then went on to tell me a little bit about what we might get to see from Impact Soundworks in the near future.
We're working on an acoustic loops library that's going to be pretty grand in scale. Gosh, it's going to take several months to get it together, but that's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be acoustic loops, nothing sequenced, just a really organic feeling. Any kind of instrument material maybe played in unique ways, like taking a guitar and playing muting the strings, playing it in any kind of percussive way. That's going to be a really fun one. And then another one that we're excited about is tentatively called Super Audio Cart. And that one's going to be chip sounds and authentic samples from past video game systems. So NES, SNES, and Genesis, and NES, and a lot of old stuff like that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun for people.